Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another Kickstarter critique where I take a look at a different Kickstarter tabletop game project every weekday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, give my honest thoughts on how the project is being ran, and today I'm very excited to check out the 36th most popular project in all of games. That is Timelancers. The Past is a Weapon, a time travel themed set collection board game with worker movement, resource management, and tableau building. So I do like the fact that we're spotlighting all the different mechanisms, the worker movement as opposed to worker placement, which I do love. Worker movement, resource management, tableau building, that's all good stuff. The main image, blah, I feel like we have a lot of wasted space here. Like, Timelancers, the past is a weapon, blah. I don't need your tagline here. I'd much rather you zoom in on components, or player count, or timeline, or age, or something that's actually going to move the needle past, hey, there's a theme. Now, that being said, you do have a great theme. Good afternoon, Mr. Mormo. With the time, and I'm a sucker for any time travel games, especially when you can pull them off good. But yeah, I see like some custom little trays right here holding stuff. I see some minis, and we're not focused on any of that. We just have, oh, there's artwork of a lady with a gun. Cool. It's like, how many other games out there have ladies with guns? It's a lot. As always, when you go in the video, I'm thinking through, a modular game board. Cool. With the video, I'm thinking three things. Do I want it? Can you do it? How much is it? Those are like large tarot-esque cards. Yeah, I want to see these components here. Those look nice in the front. Let's go.
In the 22nd century, time travel exists, and warring political factions hire freelance time travelers to travel back in time and revise historical events to reshape the future. The freelance time travelers are known as Timelancers. Timelancers is a time travel-themed set collection board game that
Slow down. That looked intriguing. What is this? Flip one city tile. What is this? Okay. Double-sided cards, or they got multi-use cards. Lots of different stuff going on those cards. That's nice.
board game that utilizes worker movement and resource management.
Ooh, we got custom components, really fancy custom components. Yeah, once again, the decision to focus just in on some generic artwork that doesn't look particularly amazing. I mean, it's nice, but it's not particularly amazing, as opposed to some of these components, which definitely, they pop a little bit.
It's designed for
odd choice, 1 to 4 players. Once again, love to see that on the marquee. Anytime you got a solo game, it's going to intrigue people.
1 to 4
But you'd rather focus on that lady with the gun.
players ages 12 and up, and takes about 45 minutes to an hour to complete a traditional game.
All right, so we got 45 to 60 minutes. Lighter weight, medium weight-ish in that range. Very nice. Smaller box. I do like the fact I now have a firm grasp of how large the box is. It's thinner. Looks like it's maybe Ticket to Ride-esque smaller, so I'm looking at probably a relatively inexpensive price. I can't imagine we're going too much over 60 bucks. That being said, we do have some deluxeified components. I wonder if there's going to be 2 different versions of this game because, you know, that's how everybody does everything now.
The game is played over a series of rounds, with each player taking a turn each round, and each player making up to 3 movements per turn. Players' movements can be made in the city of Janusburg, in their time machines, or a combination of both.
While moving in the city, players will gather resources from the different tiles that make up the modular board.
Players will use their time machines to travel through time, paying a resource cost to revise or repeat historical events, and add the events onto their time machines. The process is known as capturing the event.
That sounds cool.
The events that players capture will give them special abilities that will make capturing more events even easier. Players also receive money for capturing events, which can be used to buy more resources in the city.
Whether a player revises or repeats an event is determined by the goals listed on their faction cards. When players revise history, this will cause a chain reaction that will force all players to flip some events on their time machines, from repeat to revise.
Love that. Always a big fan of chain reaction type time games. There's only been a couple that I've played that really did it well, so this intrigues me. This excites me right now. This looks really cool. You know, the gathering of the asymmetric special abilities, so each time your character is going to feel a little bit different based on what you get. This looks great. This looks fun.
Revise or revise to repeat. Revising events will also cause tiles in the city to flip over, which will change the actions players may take while moving around the city.
Players continue taking turns until a game-ending condition has been met. Either a player accomplishes all of the goals on their faction card, or a player captures 9 events. Once the game ends, players add up their points from captured events, completed end goals, and other items that they collected during gameplay.
The player with the most points wins, and if there's a tie, the player with the most captured events wins.
Thank you for checking out the Kickstarter for Timelancers. We
Okay,
hope that
looks
you'll
fun.
become a backer.
Hello, Comic Cube. All right, looks fun. I'm in. Do I want it? Yeah, it looks like a fun game. I'm definitely down to try it. I think it's definitely going to be attached to how much is it, because it looks like it should be a relatively reasonably priced game, which is always nice in a sea of $200 and $300 and $800 games. Waddling Panda. This makes me think of my friend Travis Chant, very good game designer, who just says, and he said this to me like 6 or 7 years ago. It seems like if you want to make a board game company, the key is to have adjective animal. That's just what so many different companies do. And once again, adjective animal, it's the go-to. 2 created 161 backs. What else they do? Party Tales, a wild card game. So it looks like they started with the lighter weight, family-friendly looking card game there. So 10,000. No, they got 10 grand on that one. That's nice. Did the people get their stuff? 1 comment. Wow. A lot of excitement around this one. Party Tales fulfillment complete. So it came out. People got their stuff. What's the most engaging update we got here? Not much. Wow. Nobody seems to give a hoot about this game, at least of the people that backed it. That's interesting. When's the last time you went to a successful project that had over $10,000 and you had 1 comment? But once again, people got their game, so that's cool. Good. All right. Do I want it? Yeah, I'm interested. Can you do it? Yeah, you've done it before. Now you're moving on to a bigger game with more components. Looks a little bit more complex, but that's fine. So can you do it? Yeah, I'll give that a check mark. Then how much is it? Hopefully we don't beat around the bush. We get to the price. Travel through time. Set collection. Got the stuff. Choose your character. Those look fancy. 48 event cards. They're large. They got lots of uses on them. Looks good. 2023 Cardboard Edison Award finalist. This game does time travel in a real and meaningful way that is thematically strong and a lot of fun to boot. Okay, cool. So they're focused on how the time travel aspect of the game comes across thematically, so I do like that. We freaking love that game. Hate this quote. Like, whatever. Don't care. But it is clickable, so that's nice. That's nice, but once again, why? Like, that quote doesn't do anything. The current history of the future. The 22 seconds, blah, blah, stuff, things, how to play. Got it. Just give me a price. Oh, hey. Whoa. How to play.
Resources.
Fantastic. Very nice. Leading off with that video. Love it. And another tutorial.
Science.
Okay. 2 how to play videos. Well, tickle my fancy. Hopefully there's a gameplay as well, but 2 how to plays. What more could you want? Love the time travel theme and trying to puzzle out the timeline order to work for your benefit. Had fun playing. Okay. Puzzly. Got it. Modular board. Got it. I just want a price. Gameplay video. Hey, there's Grant. I love how the time travel theme fits with the mechanics in the game. A ripple in time has repercussions. Everything in the game feels thematic. And when the theme is time travel, I'm all the way in. Like that quote, the game is super cool. I really couldn't believe it was a prototype. The game is very well made. Overall, the game will definitely fulfill your time travel fantasy with its creative and clever mechanics. Highly recommended. Yeah. Sometimes, and it's super cool. I really couldn't believe it was a prototype. Like, I don't know. Sometimes prototypes come along that you legitimately enjoy playing, and this is one of them. I love the beginning of that quote. Sometimes I actually enjoy playing prototypes. It's got a good level of complexity wrapped in an easy teach. Okay, now there we go. That's worth its weight in gold. Love the easy teach. Read the current rule booklet. Great. Work in progress. Play on Tabletop Simulator. Try it out. Looks good. Deluxe Kickstarter version, of course. Every game will receive these exclusives, a rubber city mat to organize the city tiles during the thing. That's good, so it makes it more functional. 101 wooden components instead of cardboard, so that's nice. The game trays, all unlock stretch goal. What's in the box? Just give me the price already. So we got the deluxe Kickstarter version. It's got all this stuff. Cool. Means less to me because I don't know the price. I'm a big history guy, so it's really cool to see these events come out, and they're like actual events that happen. Thematically, I very much enjoyed Timelancers. That's better than the last Foster the Meeple quote. It does the thing that I always wish I could happen in a time travel game, which is you change the past, it's going to change the future or your present, and that's the core of this game. I feel like these quotes are really redundant. They're pretty much saying the same thing over and over again, which it's fine, but it's just getting redundant. So $59, buck under, and that's the deluxe Kickstarter version, which is going to have all the fancy bells, all the fancy whistles, and then we're not even offering the regular version. Why call it the deluxe kick? Just call it the version. There's only one version you can buy. Because you make it, because there is going to be one with wood standees, I guess. Every game will receive these exclusives instead of cardboard. So is there a version of the game, well, those look hot, that has cardboard? I mean, not that anybody's going to back it. Everybody's going to get the $59 one. It's just whatevs. All mock stretch goals. We back a lot of games on Kickstarter. We understand the pledge levels can be confusing, so we wanted to make it as simple as possible. This is a game we intended to make. Got it. 108, you get 2 copies of the game. And you're like, wow, that's not saving you any money at all. Why would you possibly want to do it? And I imagine that's more for like international people where it's going to save them some on shipping. Retail pledge, stretch goals, funded, so not funded, 4 new event cards, 1 of each type. That's hot. New city mat artwork. That'd be nice. 2 new faction cards, 4 new side, 4 upgraded goal markers. So there's 8 cards that are not happening yet. So hopefully, we got some decent stretch goals here. Something about the art and presentation just feels gaudy and busy. Maybe it'd be different in person, but I don't have a positive reaction to it. The art I could take or leave. Like it looks fine to me, and I'm not much an art person, but I do like the amount of symbology and whatnot on the cards. I think it's because the art stretches out all the way to the sides, which sometimes it doesn't. I personally like that style, but that's definitely a your mileage may vary kind of thing. We got the tutorial. Is that another tutorial? No, this one we already looked at. Got it. Stuff. Things. So $59, very reasonably priced. I imagine that's the most popular pledge level. 8 sitting on the fence. 61 people got the game. 5 people got 2 copies of it. 1 person got the retailer, and 290 people got it all for $49. That's nice. And that really moved the needle for him. That's a huge chunk of change. Okay. Got it. Quotes, more quotes. The game is really great design behind it with time being a resource as my favorite. I do like time being a resource. So is this it's a preview, whatever. Where's the gameplay? Preview, review, preview. There it is. They got a huge video dump here. This is nice. Okay, so gameplays, how to plays, previews, rule books, everything you possibly could want to make an informed decision on this is here. So that is nice. We got the game set up. Ooh, look at that. Pictures. That looks very nice with the numbers. Looking good. Pictures, illustrations, examples. This looks like a really solid rule booklet right here. Let's see how they use the back page. Always curious about that. Ooh, quick reference guide. This is nice. Very nice. I'm in. Do I want to? Yes. Can you do it? Yeah, I'll give the thumbs up. And how much is it? Seems reasonably priced. We need to get to the shipping. And it's $16. So now we're looking at an $75 game. Doesn't feel great at all. And I know they're going to be like, yeah, but it's deluxeified components. But now I'm like, man, how much would that retail version wear with the cardboard and whatnot? It's also the color of card headers don't look good next to the art. I did not notice. Illustrations, city artwork, about Party Tales. Cool. So, wait, Party Tales. That was the first game, right? Our first game, Party Tales, was inspired by the games we loved playing at the time, which were lighter games that larger groups of people could play at social gatherings. Our taste for board games have grown, and for our second game, we wanted to create something a little heavier, but still light enough to be played by as many people as possible. Cool. Yeah, that's how most people get in. Most people don't get in with Le Havre or, a Stefan Feld or Martin Wallace game. They get in with the Munchkins and the King of Tokyos and that sort of thing. So, I get it. FAQ updates. Let's check it out. Getting close now. Plus a live solo playthrough today. Cool. When did this launch? It launched 27th. That would have a nice thing to launch, especially with how many videos that you had there. But once again, they don't seem like they're really trying to spotlight the solo. They put it on the main marquee. Just saying. Launch day cheers is an issue maybe. Your native speaking backers could assist you in translating also tiles and especially cards. Cool. Okay. All right. Check out the comments. It's more than one. That's always good. I played 2 plays on Tabletop Simulator and had some questions. When can I capture an event? Anytime? Do I have to be in the time machine? You can only capture events, so lots of questions. Interesting. They came in, they answered it. Good. Thank you. Very helpful. You would take a look at the rules and ensure that these things are clear. That'd be awesome. Ow! Yeah, thank you, JB Feldman. And once again, that sounds really bad. Like, this looks in a bubble really bad when someone played 2 games. They're like, yeah, this. Oh, no, they played it, and they're like, I don't have a question here, and a question here, and a question. Like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 questions. That means the rule booklet is probably not good. Let's be quite frank here. If you have 6 questions about a game that's 45 to 60 minutes, that's probably wasn't the most pleasant gaming experience. And we've all had that game where you're like, I think I'm doing it right, but the rule booklet's kind of crap. But that's why I always, always, always love it when companies put their rule booklets out and say, hey, it's a work in progress, because then you get feedback like this from JB Feldman. JB Feldman, quite literally, with this post right here, just made the rule booklet better. And if he didn't, then Waddling Panda is incredibly lazy and should just be wiped off the planet as a game company, because they hopefully are going to take this input. And this also kind of tells me that I wonder if they blind play tested their rule booklet, but they have it on Tabletop Simulator, so that's great. Just great. I love it. So it sounds like it's a bad thing, but honestly, that's a good thing because they can fix it before it gets to printing. Font size is very important. I have another expensive game where they tried to squeeze text in the cards without interrupting the art, and I had to buy an LED-lit magnifying glass to be able to play the game. So this looks... other people having issues with the art as well, but the game itself looks wonderful. We're definitely trying to be cognizant. Is that how you spell that? I use that word. I didn't know it had a Z. Of the concerns for the text size, we think it will be a legible font for most people, but in the case, we will continue to quality check, blah, blah, blah. Got it. Even if it was a paid add-on, I think a simple asymmetric deck that if you choose to. So they're giving some suggestions, some feedbacks. A couple of thoughts about reading the rule booklet thoroughly. So are these the same things? Man, that rule booklet... Yeah, so read the rule booklet apparently before you get there, and hopefully they're going to fix all this. It would be awesome if the revised side of the card... So cool. They're getting tons of feedback here. And this is 100% why it's great to have stuff like that on Tabletop Simulator. Like, let's be quite frank. If this game was not on Tabletop Simulator and they did not have a rule booklet there, like, just JB Feldman, they should send him a free game. Like, I'm just calling that. JB, you've earned it. Like, that is so much incredibly valuable feedback. Look at it from being the perspective of the game, the person making the game. And when someone says, hey, your rule booklet kind of sucks. I have this question, this question, this question, this question, this question. And here's the thing. I really want to focus on JB. JB is the star of this damn Kickstarter critique. Because it's not just one post right here. It's two separate posts. Hey, I read through the rule booklet thoroughly. It kind of sucked. I have all these questions. They answered all these questions, which once again, good on them. That's great customer service. And then the next day, JB came in, played the game, and he still had plenty of questions, which means the rule booklet probably had no blind play testing at all, which, let's be quite frank, a lot of Kickstarters don't. It's a sin. So good for JB. I love you, JB. You're the hero of Timelancers, in my opinion. If Timelancers is... Because I can't get over this, because JB, just by himself, in those 7 comments, he has 2 of them, made this game drastically better for everyone else by asking those rule questions, and then hopefully they will go in, they will clarify, they will make it smoother, and that's what I love to see. So, end of the day, final grade for Timelancers. Do I want it? Yeah. How much do you think funding quickly matters? I see they aren't funded yet. It's still early, but I feel like they might run out of steam if they don't fund soon. Well, they're only $2,000 away, and once you get that close, I kind of feel like you're probably going to get some people who are like angel investors and backers who are like, yeah, I might throw an extra $5-10. But yeah, this definitely feels like one where it could potentially use... What is it? Like some sort of fancy pledge level, like, hey, you're ordering the game for $250 or $200 or something like that. But I imagine this one's gonna fun. I know the general rule of, I don't even remember what it was, but you want to get like 66% or something like that in the first 48 hours, and if you don't, your chances go down exponentially. It's some weird number like that. You can probably Google. I'm not worried about this funding. I have a feeling it will fund. As for why it's, struggling to get across the finish line, I mean, it doesn't look particularly exciting at first glance, I don't think. Like, looking at the main marquee. They paid a lot of money for these videos. Like, that's a lot of videos right there. Like, if you have a Rado video, if you have a Dice Tower how to play video, like, those are not cheap. So I have to imagine they're probably very, like, they won't say it, but I imagine they're probably not the happiest that they're going to crawl across the finish line. But the bottom line is, if the game's great, then you'll hopefully get a juicy second print run of the game. And that's one thing. They're not up against... Because the price is not great either. I think that's the other big thing. $75 for this game seems high. So let's just give this one a grade. Do I want it? Yeah, I kind of do. But then again, I'm a sucker for time travel games. I absolutely am a sucker for time travel games. But once again, 1 to 4 players, pretty restricted player count, no solo video there, a rule booklet, which, while looking good, I didn't read through the whole thing, apparently is not the greatest. 45, 60 minutes, once again, there's a lot of competition at this player count. Like, there's a lot of reasons why this potentially might not get as many eyes as they're hoping for it. It might also be the level of hype they generate in the 6 months leading up to it. Yeah, that's the other thing. Part of the reason why I covered this is because I think I saw Facebook ads for it. Yeah, like I wonder how much money they paid in the front end to do all their advertising, their videos, all this stuff, because you got to ship out all these games to all these different people. And then I imagine what they did is they just said, oh, once you get done with it, can you send it to reviewer X, and then can that person send it to reviewer Y? Like I'm going to send a game on Monday to a different reviewer. So it's very, very common, but I can't imagine. I imagine they're happy they're going to fund and they're going to make the print run of this. I can't imagine they're super happy about it not blowing up. But if it's a great game, it'll find its audience. So Final Grade, do I want it? Yeah. Yeah, I like time travel games. I like a lot of these mechanisms. It looks fun. And it seems easy to teach. Great. Can you do it? Yeah. They have all the videos there. You can do your due diligence. You can watch a gameplay video. You can watch the tutorial. You can read the rule booklet. You can play it on Tabletop Simulator. They have everything you can possibly need. And then how much is it? It doesn't seem good. Like, it just doesn't seem good. This seems like one of those games where it's like, yeah, you got the fancy deluxeified components. That's super nice. I kind of would rather pay, 10 to 20 less dollars and get the cardboard. Just being quite frank, if this were like a $38 game, I think it would probably be doing better, but everybody goes deluxeified. It is the way of the world. And if they offered both pledge levels, the fancy and the non-fancy, yeah, because look at that box. It doesn't look like that box right there does not scream $76 to me. It does not feel like a good value, which I definitely think is part of what they're up against here. And honestly, if the Can You Do It, how much is it? How much is it the one that's pulling me back the most? But the good news for them is they're not up against the retail gun. I'm not like, oh, I'll just pick this up at Target or pick it up at Walmart or pick it up at Barnes & Noble or something like that. There might only be one print run ever of this game realistically. So Final Grade, I'm going to go with a B- for the wonky rule booklet price and slow funding. Yeah, I think I'm about there. I think the main marquee, the main image, once again, really just doesn't. It's not it. Like, yeah, this isn't it. Like, once again, anytime you're pretty much doing this, where it's like, hey, we're just being redundant. Like, there's so much more valuable information that I think could be conveyed on there. I'm gonna go with a C+. I think it's a C+. Yeah, and just not mentioning that it's a solo game anywhere on the front, I think is always shooting yourself in the foot. I think that is one of the biggest missteps that I see games that have a solo version. And then the fact that you don't have a solo gameplay video, despite the fact you've got this in like 10 content creators' hands, makes that solo gameplay feel like such an afterthought, which as a solo gamer, you don't want it to feel like an afterthought. Like most people, if you're not planning on playing the solo, you don't really give a crap if the solo game feels like an afterthought. But, yeah, I'm a C+. I hope this one does great. I hope they take JB's advice and fix that rule booklet. But at the end of the day, I'm a C+. Let me know in the comments below what's your Final Grade, though, for Timelancers. And if you're enjoying the content, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below. And if you see this, like I was going to say, enjoy your weekend, but you might see this whenever. So enjoy whatever weekend you have coming up. Bye-bye.